Hey, folks, just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole. The statements in the following broadcast are not necessarily the opinions of the Madness Comic Network, its staff, sponsors, or contributors. This show is rated TVMA, as are all of them and all those other letters. Viewer discretion is highly advised, and, just do what Doc says. Read that again. Peace, everybody.
Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at this. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
Genuinely cutting. But also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
The Madness Comic Network and Comic-Related Madness proudly presents Madness Tuesday Morning Brew. Tune in to our content on Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube.
Oh, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, and here we are with the Tuesday Morning Brew. I am so excited to be here. Gosh, friends, family, guess what today is? Today is the 100th episode that I'm hosting of the Tuesday Morning Brew. How crazy is that? That's nuts to me. This is episode 136, but so I guess I took over 36, 35 at episode 35 and have been here going strong since. Man, I've talked to some amazing creators, indie creators, artists, writers, ventriloquists, musicians. Oh my gosh, in these 100 episodes. I'm looking forward to the next 100. And what a better way to celebrate 100 episodes than to destroy a piece of fruit. So I'm so excited. I'm just going to bring in everybody else that's here because there's some people hanging out in the back. And we're going to talk for a minute, and then I'm going to head outside and destroy a jackfruit. Good morning, everybody. How are you?
What's going on?
We're here
There was
to
something
celebrate.
missing.
What?
There was something missing there when you said I did my 100. There should have been an applause track.
What? I know. I did it myself. I was like, jazz hands.
I think Doc has one of those applause tracks.
Is it down there? Did I miss it?
It's not down there. As I said, we need that in every studio.
Congratulations, Laurie, on your 100th show as host of the Morning Brew.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Thank you very much. It's
Consequences.
Two consequences.
Wait till you get to
chicken
that.
nuggets.
Wait till you get there. I think that's almost where we are on Monday Madness. It's like somewhere around 250 or something.
Consequences.
And
Chicken nuggets.
because we have to. The weird things that this show has evolved into, you know? Oh my God.
It's a
consequences.
it's a good show. It really is. You've done a great job.
There is no doubt about that. I could not have been happier with the choice I made of a person to, and she was the first person I went to. It's not like I shot this thing out to 20 people. I went, hey, Laurie, and I couldn't be happier with the results. Come on, man, it's the only show on the network that's booked out until almost next year.
Well, that's
I
the
am
only
almost booked out to next year. It's crazy.
the only real criticism is in the booking priorities. We all know that if I say I need to come on,
He wants me just to boot whoever is like.
that's exactly right.
He's like,
That's
I want to
right.
come on next week. And I was like, dude, I'm booked out for like 3 months. And he was like, Laurie.
Laurie, he used to do that to me too. That's why I just made him a co-host.
I kicked Jim Shooter off my show for you, Laurie.
You did not.
Oh,
Lies, I tell you.
speaking of that one, I just got an email from him, or from
Oh.
from his people, and he is back now booking shows again. So I threw us in the hat, man. I threw us in the hat. It doesn't matter, even if it's a special edition, Doc.
Where else should he be except my show?
My show.
That will be dependent on his scheduling, but either way, you'll be there. Where if we have to do a special, you'll be there.
By the way, for everybody watching, you are familiar with myself. I know you're familiar with Pops. You may have seen Doc and his antics on his coffee shop show, but let's introduce Katie Shaw, who is a good friend of mine.
Hello.
And she's an artist, a writer. She does amazing work, and she also binds books. So we're kind of the unicorns in this. Oh, you got something to show, Katie? Oh my
I
God,
do.
let me see.
There you go.
Look how beautiful that is.
Isn't that fun?
Beautiful.
Lori's.
Then there's the back.
No, I haven't
Beautiful.
picked my
No,
colors
she hasn't
yet.
picked colors yet.
Gorgeous.
I was joking. So
I know. Yours is a full-size book.
best.
Mine was
Yours
like,
is bigger, Katie.
A little
I
bit,
know.
a little bit.
I was like, I really want to be little, petite, concise.
She said, I
I'm
can't
like,
be.
I want it to fold open nicely. I was really tempted to go with a different binding and have it be, open stitches for the sides, but I
Yeah.
decided for, ease of keeping it nice. to
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Good
like
morning,
Texas
Glenn. How
It's
are
like
you?
Texas said when they became a state. They said, we can't be first, but we can be biggest.
I was watching the show and I was trying to comment because you know me, I like to be like number one backer, number two backer. I try to back, right? Not realizing that you had the frickin' bound books. So I had like, I don't know, something had happened. I was doing something with the kids and I came back and all of a sudden I heard my name on the show and you were like, hey,
birthday party
Laurie,
going on.
right? And you guys
Yeah.
called me out and I was like, oh, I got to go change my pledge. Like, I'm sure Katie was like, aha, she found it.
Yep. I'm like, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I was just like, I had to go back. I had to be like, okay, let me just change this thing here. Okay, we're good. So I got the bound book. So I love that's so cool. I'm so excited for it.
I'm excited to see what colors everybody picks.
Yeah, isn't it fun?
gonna be
It's like
fun.
I get to make these in all different colors.
Exactly.
I wanted to say, Hugo, I'm trying to click on your comment. I had it up. The fire. I found it. Okay. Double E solution. One, I don't know if you saw the picture. It's full of sparklers. So we're going to be lighting the sparklers on fire. And two, I got one of those mini blow torches. So I ain't playing around this time.
Is it a less windy day at least?
It
Yeah,
is a
back on
lot.
for you?
It's not windy. It's not windy at all. Thank goodness. Because I was like, I always put down the tarp and I like put weights on it. And sometimes it like blows the tarp around.
Let me make sure I understood what you just said, Laurie.
Yeah.
You're going to light white phosphorus and then attack it with a sword?
Not a sword. No.
An axe.
So the winner of the poll. Here, I'm gonna throw that up. This is the jackfruit, as you can see. He is poked full of sparklers. That's what it's on his back. And so the poll
What
was
could go wrong?
What could go wrong, right? I'm wearing polyester. It's not flame retardant. But there's a pool there. It's all right. If I light myself on fire, I would just go in the bowl. I'm more worried about. No, I'm not really worried about it, but I like chopping my own leg off. Like if you miss the thing and it like hits your own leg and it's in bed, I would have to cut the show short and go to emergency. But
I tell you what scares me about that, and that is shrapnel.
but it's not the
sparkler shrapnel.
yeah. We'll wait until the sparklers are out before we chop it.
Well, even then, it's like little pieces of steel gonna be flying in different directions, and that.
But it's not because the weapon winner is the two-handed axe, so it's gonna go through. It's not gonna splat like the sledgehammer does. The sledgehammer, there's debris that flies everywhere, but this one I don't think so. I think it's just gonna cut it. And it's going to fall, and then I'm going to pick up another half and cut it again. Although I am concerned for the wooden stool. I know there has been a bet. Thank you. I know there's a bet going around, at least with the zombie bros. They were trying to guess how many. Thank you. That's Dustin, right?
Yep.
Thank you, Dustin. Yes, and here's the link to Katie's Kickstarter right now. Once we get through this slice and dice, we're going to show off Katie's Kickstarter, and Christian Douglas is going to be rejoining us as well. I want to recap his wonderful campaign that just ended. So we have lots to do today.
We could cover one campaign, do the slice and dice, and then do the next.
I kind of want to do the slice and dice. It's all set up, and my camera's outside baking in the sun.
Well,
Plus,
and
this
if you know
Pikachu
that
suit is hot as
wind
balls.
is right, let's not waste time.
It's your show, girl.
I would
Do what
also
you
like
want
to
to do.
say that there was a naming process. And I like to name things and
Before
then
you kill them.
Yeah. I think it's a thing with Path of the Pale Rider. If they haven't figured that out yet, I'm sorry, because we just named a puppy.
Oh, no. No. Oh.
Tell me you did not name it Murphy.
No, I think the car owner.
Laurie.
Yeah, we named it. We named a puppy, and Hugo. I know. I was so surprised that no one said anything in the Path of the Pale Rider group because I had this poll, name this puppy, and clearly drawn into the comic.
Mhm.
And no one said, why are we naming this, Laurie?
They know.
They don't. They're
People
totally
want to
opposite.
admit
They know
If they read your book,
Christgau knows, and he's in the group, so he's gonna go.
if they read your book and pay any attention to any of your antics online, they know.
I think they were not thinking that far in advance, Hugo. You tell us if you were thinking that way, because I figured someone would put it in the poll or the chat, like, why are we doing this? But no one did, so I was gonna just leave it
Look,
be. My
the
big
names
fat
are
mouth
bold.
opened right now and spoiled it. But I didn't say if we're you guys know what's gonna
names are
happen.
bad.
Anyway,
names
I
are
do
bad.
have the Drink the Tears of My Readers hat and matching mug. So if you not aware, I plan on drinking your tears.
Lori, you
So
named the bear.
the name of this jackfruit, the winner, is Jack the Ripper. So this is Jack the Ripper. That's how Walking Dead did it. Whenever they turned to character and let them have a great monologue, bam, dead. If you read my story, if I make you have feelings for a character, yeah. Laurie R.R. Martin.
nobody is safe.
Nope. I keep saying some people we kill twice.
Some people you cut in half so that they can be killed 3 times.
I think one of them gets it 3 times. And another character just becomes a head for the rest of the story.
Well, I mean, I'm 2 pieces right now, and I've been
Yeah,
killed
you
once.
were stuck to your chair when they went to collect you, and then they just
Yeah. So I mean,
like they went. It's like one of those like they pick you up from the chair, and the bottom half just stayed there, and the top half came up.
Ugh.
And they were like, "Well, get the big spatula."
So to end me, they have to kill me 3 times anyway.
Bring 'em up.
I mean, there is no death. I mean, they could light you on fire, and you'll still be in their charred remains. So fun
Did
time.
you still want to do that scene we were going to do?
With lighting you on fire, sure.
No, the one where I needed the green screen and whatnot. And,
I don't remember.
2
Well,
parts.
Don't spoil it. We'll talk about it later. Now, and one thing I do want to announce here on our 100th episode, seeing that I don't have enough to do in my life, and I like to do all sorts of things, I'm tossing around an idea of doing a new show. This isn't one that you can book. I don't think I'm gonna have to invite people. Check it out. If you are familiar with Karen Needlemeyer, she's going to be hosting a show. God help us all.
And
That
Dante
explains-
will make regular.
Doc, you're muted. What?
I like these calm little moments before the storm.
People have no idea. I think that Christopher Brown needs to be the first guest, considering it's based off of Slaughterville. He has a novel coming out, so I think I think Dante will be having cameos on the show, but I think it needs to be a recorded show for a few reasons. One, in case it gets too far off the rails, I can edit it. And 2, I'm sure we're going to be cracking up, so I can edit that out too.
There's no way Laurie and I are going to start writing a story and not have laughs. There's just no way.
I mean, I kind of want to see if it can. Well, I'll have like bullet points of things, but we're just kind of wing it and see.
I mean,
how
we're
it
not going to
goes.
script it, but at the end of the day, you look at it, it might be some good material. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's like when we get together, just like in the game, we have a blast. We're looking to crack people up. So
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you're familiar with the show Between Two Ferns, that's going to be the vibe here. So everybody's in on the joke. We're going to roast people. They're going to roast us back. That's how it's going to go. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. Yeah, and Dante's going to put the craft services out for the guests.
Slaughterville. It's going to be set in
It's
Slaughterville.
all pot brownies and.
I'm coming to you live from Slaughterville.
Oh, I ain't doing it from No.
Yeah, we have to. Right there on that stage that the cops were on, that we were harassing. Right when the mayor
You're
was
taking it
doing
in a
his
completely different direction than I was thinking. So we'll have to talk about it, sir. We'll have to talk about it. But yeah, I think that I'll have to invite people onto that show because I don't want to roast my besties. Two, I don't plan on holding back. So I gotta make sure like people are okay with coming on the show. That is all. That's all I got.
Squeegee that chair and sell it at the next.
Zach, squeegee that chair. Sell it in the next garage sale. That's
Actually,
what the collectors do. They go through, they clean it.
Yeah, I don't think it wasn't the chair though. See, I landed back there on the bed, so it's a nasty mattress, and yeah, you don't want.
Do you need?
What is this weird stain?
Yeah, do I need to bring a stretcher? No, bring a mop.
And a bucket.
And a box. Maybe a garbage bag?
5-gallon bucket. 5-gallon bucket. Yeah.
All right, guys. What do you say we get this party started? Yeah. For everybody that's watching, it takes me a minute. I gotta turn on the Destructo cam. I gotta go downstairs. I always lose connection right when we go outside. Yes, let's get brutal. So I always lose connection when we go outside, but that's cool. I got to set up. So this would be a great time maybe to show off Katie's Kickstarter for a bit while I'm setting everything up. Yeah.
I wanted to thank Dustin for the banner. This was the banner they had on their show last night. They were talking about brutal action figures. They were talking about, I think, the Realm Pack action figures. And brutal is like, let's get brutal. And it was like, oh, right at the bottom of the banners. That's perfect. Laurie, go get brutal.
Yeah, seriously. I want to put on the Pikachu.
All right. So, Katie, we just want to apologize in advance.
Why?
Why?
You're apologizing for me?
Look, we do the best we can with Laurie, but there's just no
Katie
stopping
Oh,
her.
I'm aware of what's coming with everything related to this Pikachu onesie. So no reason whatsoever to apologize for that.
I'm a noob. She knows.
So look at this, everybody.
Ooh.
I'm informed.
Oh, yes. Should I just play the video? What do you want to do?
Do it.
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. Here we go, peoples.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Katie Shaw, the cartoonist behind Dragon Child, and I'm back for my second Kickstarter campaign. I would like to welcome you all to the Kickstarter for Dragon Child issue number 9. Thank you for checking out my indie comic project. For those of you who are back from the first Kickstarter, thank you for your continued support. And if you're new to Dragon Child, I am so glad that you're here. Dragon Child is a modern-day fantasy comic where mythical creatures are real, and the dragons have picked one human to represent all of those creatures to humanity. That unsuspecting human girl is Ryu Kodomo, our main character. So far, she has learned that elves and dragons are real, want her help, and in our last issue had her first training session as the Dragon Child. Issue 9 picks up with our main group of characters enjoying a swim in the river after that training. And that's not all. On the other side of the world, we catch up with a griffin who we've not seen since the end of issue 5. His name is Sandrake, and through him, we meet the main villain of Dragon Child, Kai. This issue will have 24 pages of black and white comic, all of which are ready to be inked and toned and then sent off to the printer. The cover is complete, and I think that it and all of the drawn pages look awesome. Reward-wise, there are many options past issue number 9, including the ability to adopt some of my handmade dragons. Yep, back for round 2 are my own dragon characters that I hand make myself into large plush toys and hand puppets. And new to this campaign, I decided to spice up the rewards with a limited hand-bound edition of all 9 issues sewn together and topped off with gold foil cutouts. There will be only 10 of these books available, and if you pick up one of those, you can even choose the cloth cover color. I hope you're all as excited as I am to get your own copy to read. And thank you all again for stopping by to support my comic book Kickstarter for issue number 9.
Yeah, baby.
I don't know what this looks like because it's too damn bright outside. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, and it looks fine.
Okay, good. I'm going to oil the axe because these are supposedly super sticky.
So you want that to catch on fire too? I get it. Okay.
Yeah, I like fire. Let's do it.
Everything on fire.
Don't try this at home, kids. Don't try this at home.
That's
All right, let's light this
absolutely
sucker.
right.
Is it bad that my favorite part of this is the googly eyes?
No, that
By the
would
time I light
pretty
them all, they'll be out on the other side.
Oh Lord, and she's barefoot too. Good Lord,
I'm always
mercy.
barefoot doing this thing.
Jeez.
Woo!
Class Delta fires confirmed.
See, Doc, you're worried about the feet. I'm worried about the hair.
Hair doesn't have nerve endings.
No, but it's attached to the rest of her.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it's
It will
closer
grow
to
back.
the sparklers.
It'd be a slow burn though.
It would.
It'll grow back though.
And it would smell
Right.
a lot.
This one doesn't work. Oh, that one burned me. Woo! I'm on
Hey,
fire.
Cause. Cause is here.
What's up, Cosmic Grandpa? What's happening? This is something that Laurie does regularly. She does a slice and dice after every campaign, but this is in honor of her 100th episode as the host of the Tuesday Morning Brew. So she's just having fun. We're all having fun. How you doing, brother?
Tee, 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 tee. Oh, there goes my headphone. Still going. This last one's taking forever.
The dud.
Going forever. Jack the Ripper, everybody. With the two-handed axe. We'll see if this stool will make it through. Ready?
Wow!
Wow! See, that's what I thought. Ah!
Stuck the landing.
Wow, it's not even like going all the way through.
New old Jack the Ripper's tougher than you thought, isn't he?
It's a jackfruit.
Yeah.
Those googly eyes, God help him.
Get
Off
that
with his
gun
head,
there.
Laurie. Laurie,
Off with his head.
Come on. Yeah.
Nice.
Putting up a fight. I'll put some oomph into it. There we go.
She was
He's
trying
stuck.
to spare the stool. She doesn't want to.
I was kind of.
Now,
Let's pick it up again.
remind me, what kind of fruit is this, Laurie?
This is a jackfruit.
Jack the Ripper.
That's why his name is Jack the Ripper.
Oh yes, this is wonderful. This is why we're here, people. Have a laugh, have a good time, entertain the masses.
Karen Antoinette.
Lost my headphone again.
This is great.
I've never had jackfruit.
You're not going to try that one either.
Oh,
are you?
the stool's dead. Stool got it.
I mean, it's still standing. No, there you go.
Oh, she
There you
killed
go.
the chair.
I spoke too soon.
She killed the chair. It's over.
I knew
Now
it was over.
Now it's dead. Oh.
There we go.
Yeah! Bravo, bravo,
You
bravo.
just need a new seat. You're fine.
Time to get a new one.
Good stuff. Good.
Happy 100 shows to Laurie Calcaterra, host of the Tuesday Morning
Thank you.
Woo!
All right, let me throw some of this in this bucket here. We're gonna try to eat some of this too. Look, it's supposed to be really good.
What does it taste like?
I don't know after you oiled the axe, Laurie. I don't know.
It's pretty good. It's delicious.
Even with the axe oil from the axe is still good?
Yeah, it was just olive oil.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then you're.
Maybe there's a little dirt on it, but still pretty good.
Yeah, I've never seen a jackfruit in real life.
Asian food store.
Where did you even
It's kind
buy
of like pineapple-ish.
Okay.
And I was reading that you can eat the seeds too. That it's like chestnut flavor seeds.
I'm gonna do a little PSA right now about seeds like watermelons and stuff like that. You guys start saving them. Buy watermelon with seeds because they're slowly disappearing. And pretty soon, all you're going to be able to get is those fake ones with no seeds.
It lasted 4 slice and dices.
4.
That's it. 4.
You're going to need one
That's
of them.
pretty good.
You're going to need a pad to put across there now.
Yeah, something.
That stool might be a bit uncomfortable to sit on at this point.
I wouldn't sit on it as is. That's probably not a good idea.
Just saying, it might
Just saying.
might be a bit unpleasant.
All right, friends, I'm going to pause the stream and head back inside.
All right.
If I can see it. Because I can't see it because it's too dang bright.
Our chef used to make vegetarian pulled pork out of jackfruit. It actually wasn't too bad. See, now the key word there for me is our chef. You had a chef, dude.
Right, Hugo. I'm sorry. I didn't listen. If that's your thing, I'm not trying to shame you. If you like to sit down on pointy objects, that's all you.
I have a cat who actively seeks out uncomfortable places to lay down.
Oh, see, there you go.
Like if there's a open tool chest, that's where he wants to be.
That makes sense. A brew pub, man. That must have been fun. I've never been in the bar business, but it seems to be fun, except for the unruly drunks. A brew pub, Doc. That'd be cool. All right, so Katie.
Yeah.
Katie.
Yeah.
Tell the world.
So this is my comic. Yeah, so Dragon Child, it's a comic series that I've been writing since high school, and after working for Apple for 7 years, decided to get off my butt and start just doing this, making the comic. So I write and draw it, I make all the merchandise, well, the plush stuff anyway, myself, and this time around, I'm taking my bookbinding skills to the test as well, totally inspired by Laurie's campaign. I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. I know how to do those things. And yeah, it's tons of fun. The basic idea is mythical creatures are real, and if that were the case, which, I mean, why not, then how would they admit to existing to all of us? Because clearly we're the scary ones. And yeah, it's a joy.
Now, this is Katie's regular setup at Comic-Con.
Yes. I will actually, this coming weekend, be at the next one in Sacramento. We have a show that happens twice a year called Sac Anime, and I totally made business cards just for the point of sharing out the Kickstarter to everybody there, and I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good time.
Nice.
Do you have one of those scanner things?
I do. So I have the business card, and I have a little display that people can scan with their phones. Both have the QR code on it, so nice and easy. Takes them directly there. Has all the dates written directly on both, so that it's very clear. That's the thing with any of these things. You want to make sure that you are as upfront and honest and clear and concise as you can, because if people have the opportunity to miss something, they will do it. Don't give them the chance.
The thing I wanted to point out real quick, for you people that are new or set up con tables and you don't feel like you have something that gets people's attention, look.
Well, that was why I started making the dragons.
Right.
Yeah, when I first started doing this, all I had was the first issue of comic and some sketches. And so I started making the dragons as an excuse to myself to have a booth babe. And with the, idea that if nobody's interested enough to buy one of these, at least, it brings people to the table. And when that first one sold, I was like, ooh, that was a ton of fun. Let's keep doing this.
Yeah. And I always tell people that, if you're at a con and you're a fan and you're walking in the aisle and the aisle's semi-crowded.
Oh, yeah. No, you got to be able to see things from far away.
You want stuff up above.
Yep. Verticality, do it.
And the first
even with the bookshelf, having the comics, not just laying flat on the table helps so much because, people have a better way of viewing it. When I'm on an 8-foot table, actually, I have a stand that holds up my portfolio. People can flip through it and it helps you sell prints. I don't know about anybody else, but prints are the worst thing on the table to sell.
But I'll say this: those dragons have to be a showstopper. When people are walking by, sure.
I'm always pleased, ironically enough, when people see the comic before they see the dragons, because that means I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
But like 80% of the people easily, they're coming to the table because they see the dragons, regardless of which color they're drawn to. Right. And, it's a matter of accepting that they are handmade and that they're not just this mass market thing. And then the jaw drops and, it's a couple seconds before they're talking again. And then, yes, you can touch that. Yeah. They're very soft. Please pet the dragons.
Yes.
That's the whole thing.
Wash your hands, kid.
So when shows opened up, post COVID, we, actually had a little hand sanitizer on the table, and so that was right by the dragon. So it's like, use that, then touch the dragons, please, thank you.
Yes.
And then do it again, like sanitize before and after, please, thank you.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right, Karen.
That's my job.
The dragon tree itself is like an exceptional idea. I'm assuming in the beginning you just had them on the table, right?
Oh yeah, no. Well, so I had them on the table. And, initially I just had Ember, so the green dragon. And when I started having the two of them, the problem became that, depending on how big the table is, there's only so much room for the dragons to squish together on the table. And so you started having some compromised positions that for an all ages comic, we can't be having that. So that gave me the added desire to have it go vertical so that we didn't have to have those conversations anymore. Doc's like, but that'd be funny. And Doc's it was. But no,
Devil's Air, you're late, bro. You missed it. You're gonna have to.
Oh, I already smashed.
You have to go
have to watch the replay.
The stool is dead as well.
The stool died. Admirable death.
It was a tragedy. But
and
we will find the will to go on.
Necessary tragedy.
Yes, we will go on. Our hearts will go on.
I will just put a piece of wood on top now and smash away.
There you go.
I knew it was gonna die. I was like, two-handed axe is gonna end this sucker.
I could tell you were pulling your punches.
I was. Until the end, I was like, it's busted. I'm just gonna take it out.
Yeah, it's happened.
But yeah, Laurie, you can have your show back now.
Oh, thank you. So, Katie, I wanted to talk about your progression. So this is the second Kickstarter, but it's not your second issue.
No, so I'm on issue number 9. Yeah, so we're halfway through, your full trade paperback, but I also release them in little mini volumes, so 3 issue sets, and so that will be coming out shortly after issue 9 does.
Cool. See, and that's when you do the mini book.
Exactly. No, exactly. As such.
You see, like that. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Because how are you see, this is the thing. For me, I have to run a Kickstarter every time I release an issue. How
Right.
are
So,
you able
so
to
prior to issue 8, I was just self-funding it. So it was very much
Wow.
a, let's choose a local printer so I can literally drive to go pick up the book so I don't have to pay for shipping.
Yes.
And, part of it is, I have the advantage of preferring black and white to colored comics. So
Mhm.
it's a little bit cheaper to print. I'm not paying for an artist because I am the artist.
That's right.
And so costs are significantly more reasonable due to both of those things. Well, all those things. And so, as a result, I was able to make it work. But, I'm also doing, tons of shows a year. So when I first started, granted, year one, I had one show that I did. It was in October. It was great. But, at the time, it was just issue 1. But really, like, it was year 2 where things actually started, because at that point, I had issue 2 and I had issue 3 release later that same year. And, it was just adding more cons to the list. I want to say it was maybe 5 or 6 shows that second year, just because I was able to, get a little bit more familiar with the people involved, have time to actually sign up for things.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm terrible at pre-planning.
Oh, it's honestly, like, if I were to hire anybody to do any one thing, it would be that, logistics person to just,
Yes.
sign up for all the events, make sure that I'm, updating things appropriately online, all that kind of stuff, so that all I have to worry about is the comic. But, unfortunately, I just do that all myself. So it's all a mad, time.
Yeah, it's like
But
triage,
yeah,
isn't it?
exactly.
It's
It
like
is.
what
It's
needs to
it's
be
putting
done
out the fires,
today.
taking
Yeah.
care of things when it's absolutely necessary. Yeah, it's the life of a comic book artist.
Yeah.
Well,
Especially
creator in
when you wear
general.
all the hats,
Yeah,
literally.
no, exactly. It's the please don't buy that dragon this week. She's 1 day old. If I have to make another one this week,
Yeah, and I don't have
then I make
time.
no comic.
And I didn't
So
make
it's a
any
balance.
pictures. I need pictures.
Yes. But,
I guess.
my husband makes fun of me that I take pictures of, plants and animals, but I don't take pictures of people. And it's like, well, they're
I
reference
need
photos.
references.
And I
Yeah.
mean, they are, but, do I use them all for reference? No. Will I eventually? Sure.
Maybe. They go into the reference file, and, like, I could use this in a future episode when we're getting
Exactly.
to XYZ in the story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. And I
Then
mean,
one day,
Gorgeous. Look at that.
then
Whoosh.
one day,
so
she
that's
saw the
back in issue
madness.
5.
She started. Look, I love her story because she did all this up to issues, up and through issue 7 on her own, and then she.
And it was because of Pop's prodding, being like, "Why haven't you done a Kickstarter yet? Why haven't you done crowdfunding at all?"
I
And
said,
I'm like,
put your toe in the water. Come on.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, look, man, Katie's got good stuff. You can get all the previous issues. We always showed her website and stuff as well.
Mhm.
Get all of her previous issues on her website. It's a great story, man. And the dragons are so cool.
And I think, Katie, it's great. It's a great opportunity for you because your cost is low since you're wearing all the hats.
yes.
So you can set your goal relatively low, but there's still potential for it to go as high as it can go. You know
Oh
what
yeah.
I mean?
Well, and that's part of why, things like this, where with this particular Kickstarter, doing the handbound books, because those are things that, are unique, and you can ask for, a slightly higher price point and, gain those, percentage points faster, essentially.
Right.
But it's all just, feeling it out, being more comfortable with the medium. I mean, it's a process for sure. But
I feel like too that a lot of people that go to cons aren't necessarily the ones that are on Kickstarter all the time.
oh no, for
So
sure. And
it's a new market too.
yeah,
Phenomenal.
and at cons I do, generate, my mailing list so that I can, add to then people to say, hey, when I do these crowdfunding ventures, or when I add a new product in general to my online store, you'll be the first to know. And I have had people back the campaign that I know for a fact were like the previous show that I just added the people. So it's, and
Awesome.
you're sitting there and you're saying, oh yeah, this is the first project they've ever backed. And it's like, you know that you've set up everything in a way that they can navigate, and that makes me feel good. But it's also just, you're making good contacts with people at physical events that, inspire them to then, actually back it going forward.
Right.
Which is great.
You'd be amazed how many people at cons have no idea what Kickstarter is.
Oh no, absolutely not. And it's one of the we assume as people that are in the thick of it, oh yeah, everybody knows how to do these things. They have no clue. It is the unicorn customer who has knowledge and experience with all of this beforehand. They're like, oh, I got it.
I wore a Fund My Comic shirt to Grand Rapids Comic Con, a Fund My Comic t-shirt to Grand Rapids Comic Con. I had more people ask me what is Fund My Comic than I interviewed. You know what I mean? And I did a lot of interviews at the con, but I had people just asking, what is that? What is that?
And that's a great place to wear it, because then all those people can go check out specifically indie comics, and it's like they
I had to stop and explain to people what crowdfunding was like 15 or 20 times during my stroll around the. It's like I wasn't there to fund my comic, but I did more of that than I did my own.
Yeah. It's funny, when I first started this, because I was new to Kickstarter, and things have changed so many times at this point, but I actually did a tutorial video on how to go back a Kickstarter, like how to pick a reward, and if you want to throw in extra support, or this is what's happening, and how it, like when the money comes out. I made a whole video explaining that, because again, as I'm building buzz for my first issue, people are like, what the heck is Kickstarter?
Yeah.
So I still get the person that odd two people that will call me as they're backing. They usually do it while I'm on my launch party. They're like, can you help me? I'm like, sure. Mute.
It's like, it's not working out.
It's always that case.
I don't usually get to do this, but Doc, is that you hammering on your keyboard?
Yeah, I'm talking to a. Sorry, it's business related. Sorry.
It's usually me. Doc's going, banging on the keyboard again.
I didn't realize I was being that loud. I apologize.
That's all right.
I had to get you, bro. I had to.
Your cover is in color, which is gorgeous. Have you ever thought about going back and coloring the whole thing?
So you see how this page is right here? So I have every single page saved like this for the whole since the beginning. Go. And so if I ever want to hire somebody to do that, I absolutely
you won't do
can.
It? Make it a stretch goal. And
So my plan at this point is, unless somebody like Laurie convinces me to do it sooner, when the comic is done, then at that point be like, hey, let's have somebody else color it, because I can't be bothered to do that myself. I love doing the covers, but no, I do the covers in Illustrator, people. I'm not doing that for this whole thing. That would kill me. So no, that can be somebody else's job. They can, know what my, ideas for everybody's colors are, and go from there. Hello.
Hey, Christian.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
What's up, Christian?
Up?
Yes, so publish an omnibus of all of it, and hire a colorist. And
exactly. No, because again, my absolute reason to be in comics at all is because of Jeff Smith's Bone, and which started as a black and white comic, got turned into color with Scholastic. But realistically, like his whole thing is to have it all in one place.
Yes,
and that's totally what I want to do with mine when it's done.
And by the way, when I say that, I'm not opposed to black and white comics. That's all I do. And that's all I want to do. I don't want color in my books.
Yeah, so the way that I do things, so I'll scan all these in. So these are all the nice scans, and ink everything digitally. But I love keeping the pencils. Because it's the best part of the whole comic. But you can't publish it in pencil.
No, I keep the ink layer and the color layers.
Yeah, you can try, but I guarantee you, it's not gonna.
No,
you can always
put not gonna like it.
You can put it as bonus material in the back of one of your trades, or I think people
Or-
like to see the behind the scenes. They like to
Oh
see
yeah,
an
well,
like
and that's
something,
why,
pencils and then
especially,
inks and then color.
you
There
know,
are
I'll tell you exactly
there
what I would
are.
do. Go ahead, Doc.
I was just going to say there are indeed examples of full books, comic books, graphic novels being done in pencil. Technology has caught up to the point where you can produce a book in pencil.
I mean, you
This is-
can, like,
this is what I
logistically, you
would-
can, but
If
it's
I
a
Christian,
question
do
of
you have something for the class?
if
Yeah,
was
I want to raise
fine-
my. I don't want to like
Okay.
interrupt.
I know I'm
talk
not
over
used to having
everybody.
this many people on the show.
What you can do is what I would recommend what Paz was saying, like to have like an art book, like a companion or something that you can put the process, the
Ooh.
inking. For example, we have in the 10th edition of our comic, we had the last 15 pages were stuff like that, like how we work from the script to the storyboard, and that goes how then the artist again does the inking, and then does the coloring, and then the lettering, so you see the whole process. And some people
That's a
like
great
that.
idea.
So,
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put
And
the
that's,
pencils.
the advantage of being a
companion.
pack rat is you keep all this stuff. And so when
Mhm.
it comes to the point where you do make these, companion books, then you have all the material to just utilize.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, and you were
Yep.
very prudent to keep your original line art as is.
Yes.
Great idea. Always
Yep.
do that.
Pops, were you going to say something?
No, Christian did it. He covered it. That's what I was getting to. It's like you can do an artist edition. You can do some kind of something where you have the pencils. Maybe on one side you have the pencil panel, and the other side of the page is the inks panel. You know what I mean? And it's like as an artist edition, and you
That's
show
cool.
off your work. I mean, there's a lot of people doing that. That Perfect 10, the Perfect 10 artist edition
Franks,
that
his
Dave
book.
sent me. That thing is beautiful. It's got the script, it's got the roughs, it's got the pencils, the inks. It's like, wow, you see the complete process. So, yeah, those things are all, that's saving that artist is so important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I find that, for people who, like myself, when I was younger, looking at comics as something that I, wanted to do in the future, seeing those type of examples are really inspiring, and it makes it an attainable goal.
Yes.
Because it's something that you can look at and go, oh, those are the things that they do. Those are the steps that they take in order to make it actually happen.
Can see
And
the
so,
process.
exactly. And so when I was looking at, all of this, part of it is I enjoy keeping it for myself, but it's also the fact that by, having the, scans of the pencils, once I finish that ink, I pull those away, and then I'm not dealing with the problem of, is something going to show up weird on my Xerox?
Mhm.
Everything's perfect and pristine because that's all that's left.
Yes.
So it's, there's multiple reasons why it's a good thing, and I continue
Yeah.
to do it.
And not only that, also like to
Hello.
show people how the work that it takes.
Oh
Because
yeah.
people
Well,
think,
and
oh,
when I
this
go to
is comics,
cons,
this is easy, just draw and that's it.
the whole back of my portfolio is examples of pencils, so that people can see, this is the actual paper that I use. This is what it looks like before it gets finished. And frankly, also showing them, here's the finished product. Here's how it started. And they go, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. To see the whole thing. And it's funny because a lot of people don't understand how many steps are involved. I was at a Comic-Con at a library. It was Friscon. And I did
Library
a
shows are great.
panel. What's that?
Library shows are great. I love library shows.
For you. For me, they're like, is this kid friendly?
Fair.
No.
Fair.
But I did a panel, and I was just talking with people that are interested about the indie comic creator process. Oh, we lost Christian. And they had a lot of questions, and it was like they almost didn't realize all the things that go into it, it was great to kind of wake them up, but it was also cool to see like the kids were like, well, if she's talking about how she did this herself, that's something that I can do, or what steps do I need to do in order to do this? So it was really fun. It was good to do that. Christian, come back. I was also going to say, when we were talking about extra art that the artists are doing and hang on to, Gilbert likes to do crossover art. So
Right.
he actually drew a Jude St. Clair. I think it was not Spawn. Venom. He did a Jude St. Clair Venom crossover.
Nice.
It's super cool, but I haven't released it yet, of course, because we're hanging on to that. But
Now,
he likes to do
Chloe,
stuff like that.
Would you do me a favor when it comes to Gilbert? Would you invite him out to the open draw stream on Sundays? Would you tell him that he's more than welcome to come hang out with us?
Yeah. He just can't draw Path on there. That's the problem.
He can't what?
He can't draw Path of the Pale Rider on there because he's in spoiler zone. So he can't draw anything.
I mean, you know, he can still come hang out. I'm gonna get him.
Of course, he's always invited. He just can't. Oh, look, here he is.
There he is. Yeah, hell yeah. All right.
I was like, I don't know if he was on or not, but yeah, we're talking about you.
I'll make sure you get the link next week, bro.
Yeah, you can always go draw. Just don't draw where we are in the story.
Well, see, the whole thing is that he can show off stuff that you've already published, right? You know, I mean, some stuff that you've already shown. He can also draw other stuff if he wants to just screw around, you know.
You can draw some more of those crossovers. That's fun.
Exactly.
We were talking about doing this thing with Dwayne Fink where Dwayne Fink has deep thoughts.
I want to see
Deep Thoughts by Dwayne Fink.
I want to see Crom messing with Big James if you want to know the truth.
What's that? You want crossovers with Big
messing
James?
with Big James.
You want what?
Crom messing
with Big James?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Gilbert, you have my permission.
There you go.
Just don't let him on
fire. I have
fire.
a vision of a green squash mark on the ground.
Yeah, or him just looking up like this.
Yeah.
Or on his shoulder.
That's what I was thinking, riding him and making him mad. That's what I was thinking.
Get off me.
It's like, I can't quite.
Like riding him like a rodeo, you know?
Yeah. Oh, good luck. It's what do they say about like pulling the tail of a tiger? You just can't let go.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of Crom's MO. Did you guys see the other Crom that Addie did?
No, show us real quick.
She did 2 time lapses. They're both on the network, but she did 2, man, and I was blown away. The second one's even better, Doc. Hold on, let me put it in the studio. The second one's even better than the first one. Her style is something different, guys. She gave us a definite one-of-a-kind Crom.
That's cool.
And this one, Doc, here we go.
There we go.
Nice. Speed painting.
I like it.
It's time lapse of the drawing. I asked her if she would do that for me. She's drawing stuff so that we can use it as shorts. And that goes for anybody if you're drawing something and you have the capability to make a time lapse.
Look, he's so cute. She added all the hair.
Yeah, all the hair. Yeah. It's fun. It's great. I love it.
So, Katie, how many are in Dragon Child? Is it just an ongoing, or do you have an end in mind?
So I do have an end in mind. As far as exactly how many issues it's going to take to get there, I am not sure. I will do my best to keep it in sets of 6. That's all I can say.
Gotcha.
But you know, it's really a question of how quickly do I escalate to the halfway point, where a bunch of things go down and people get mad at me. Which we can't talk about that, but
you need a cup. You need a cup.
No, I have one thing that I'm like, one of these characters is not long for this world, and how much do I allow them to have, you know, enjoyable time before the bad things start happening? And that's my
immediately dead.
Well, no, not immediately dead. It's a slow death. It really is.
Okay.
It's I don't want to say anything other than it's not going to be a good time. But I was it was initially going to be 2 characters that got the axe, and I was convinced that I would accomplish the same emotional turmoil by only axing one of them and not both. And so we have a survivor for this mysterious halfway point that's going to be making everybody sad.
Is it like 50-50 though? It's a coin toss depending on who gets the axe.
Oh no. The one that's dead is definitely dead.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, it's and then that makes somebody else upset, and then they cause much wanton destruction. It's going to be great.
Look, you know me, I like the destruction. Yeah. I'm there for it. I'm excited to read the book, and in fact, I was telling my girls that I got one of the handbound books, and they're like, "So this book is for us?" I'm like, "Oh no! This book is for me. You can read it with me, but hands off. Like, this is my book."
See, that I have to do that sometimes with the grandkids. Oh no, that one's mine.
Yeah, I'm like, we'll read it together.
You have it when I'm gone.
My book.
Look at this, Katie.
Yes.
Oh, look how nice.
Well, and turn it sideways so they can see the shine.
Oh, it's in a Mylar. I have to take it out to show the shine. Yeah, she does. She ships them in a Mylar. You know.
Oh my gosh.
Come on,
see the
beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful work.
I like the foil for the title.
Well, and show off the back pops.
Yep.
Show off the back.
The shine of the back.
Oh, look at that shine.
Holofoil. Beautiful.
Yeah, so I love, picking a specific panel that doesn't give too much away, but is fun.
Yeah.
And that's always the big question is what panel gets to be the one on the back.
I hear ya. That's the one that I'm always thinking about for the early bird sticker. I'm always like, which one gets the early bird sticker treatment? Yeah. It's gotta be, can't give it all away, but you want to capture like the essence of the issue.
Yup. That's one of the things when you're making a trailer, you have to be careful. You want to show exciting panels and snips from the book, but you don't want to give the whole damn thing away.
Right.
And then there's this other thing.
Sorry, Pops.
What? Oh,
yeah. This is so for the previous campaign, everybody who got physical rewards got a little 5x7 sketch, and this was Pops.
Look at that.
The dragon.
Yes. Well, with Crom, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the purple one here.
Yep, that's Shandira, the purple dragon.
Yep.
Cool.
That's her looking down at Crom, and Crom looking up at her like, I'm not an hors d'oeuvre, lady.
She's like, you look gross. It smells funny too. Maybe it's like stinky cheese. Does she like stinky cheese? Maybe.
She would not eat Crom, but she would definitely make him nervous.
Yeah. Okay.
And she did. You could tell.
Exactly.
You see the look on his face. He's like, hey, I don't know about it.
Yeah.
Doc would have to caption that correctly, I'm sure.
So, Katie, how many more days do you have on the campaign?
I believe it's 21.
Okay, so plenty of
so
time.
we're just over a weekend. So we're
okay,
it's super early at this point.
There's the link.
Backers, 21 days to go.
Yep.
Here we go.
And it's so funny because when I was looking at, because with the first Kickstarter, which was all nerves and stress and all the things, I took pictures of all the different, time slots, partially to share on social media, but also just to be able to look back and see how it actually progressed. And I didn't reach the 50% mark on that first campaign until I had only 12 days left.
Yeah, so you're well ahead.
So we're well ahead at this point. So I'm significantly less stressed going into this campaign. But at the same time, it's, again, explaining to people who are not familiar with Kickstarter that until you hit that 100% funding and beyond, you are not getting anything.
Right.
So, it's that urgency of, I'm glad that it's going faster, but at the same time, let's get to the point where we can start talking about stretch goals, because that's where there's no longer concern.
That's where the fun is.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and coming up with reasons for people to get excited about it, because inevitably, you have all of these different points at which you can say, well, if people are excited to see that, you're probably only getting to the point fundraising wise where, your rewards end, because by that point, why are they going to be, wanting to go any further? Because that's where the goals end. So setting realistic expectations for yourself on what other things can I do to spice up the campaign. And part of that is, depending on how things are going, partway through the campaign, talking about new rewards, talking about, new surprises to get people excited, because it's all, engagement. And if you can't do that, then, maybe rethink your whole life.
And it's not only the 100%. I don't know about you, Katie, but normally all the campaigns, when the 100% is not, you're not even breaking even yet.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
It's normally like in the first or the second stretch goal. That's when you start to break even.
Yes.
Right.
The 100% is just like to cover 75% of the cost or 60% of the cost or something like that. You always ask for a little bit less than what you really need, and that's something that, of course, nobody really knows if you're not in the game. So you have
and part of that is, you set your initial goal as I'm pretty sure that this will get, past this point no matter what.
That's the idea.
And, that's low enough to where it's not going to cause too much, heartache. But yeah, the way that these things are set up, it's definitely, the stretch goals are the goal, not so much your initial funding goal.
Yeah, that's the weird game we all have to play with, because again, that algorithm will help you once you're funded.
Yes.
Once you're whatever that number is, once you're 100% funded, at least on Kickstarter, it pushes you to the front of their kind of advertising. So maybe up on page 1 or 2 of comics as opposed to page 17 or 18.
Yes.
They have all those different categories to help, I think, which is wonderful, where it's like just launched or ending soon or project we love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which kind of helps you stand out.
The way that it works too is in any crowdfunding campaign, the beginning, chunk of time and the end chunks are going to be the two periods in which you're going to have the most traction on the campaign. It's that middle section where it's like, that's where you want to be at shows, because, you want to get that momentum moving, because all of us are just, struggling to, hope that we get new stuff happening, hopefully daily, but it's the question of, has anything happened in a week? Are we doing okay?
Yeah.
The Valley of Death. Yeah.
Was that your experience too, Christian, on your last campaign?
Yeah,
Christian
we
just finished a Kickstarter campaign for Pinocchio.
Nice.
Yeah, the 18th. Yeah. We got funded in 70 hours, something like that, 68 hours. So the thing is that after that was very complicated to get anybody involved. And on top of that, you have the issue with, the issue was the summer, so everybody's on the beach. And you have all the money, dude. That's it. No, don't bother me anymore. So it's a little bit complicated. And also we had some issue with social media too. That wasn't one of the ads wasn't working and the leads weren't working. So the thing I always recommend to any creator is to not depend on anybody. So don't depend on Kickstarter is gonna give you, is gonna pay attention to you, is gonna boost you. No, don't count on social media, don't count on press, don't count on anybody. If they help,
everywhere,
wonderful. But you have to be realistic, and you have to, as you mentioned before, set up expectation based mainly on your mailing list. That's where you're gonna get your sales. Your mailing list, the people who, not the people who follow you, not the people who give you likes. That's useless. It's the people who buy, and especially who already bought from you, are recurring customers. That's the people you really want to pay attention to, and to what they
that's why
really
for
like.
me, I made sure that I scheduled this at such a time where I knew I was going to be having, one of the biggest cons of the year in the middle of the event, so that I can say, okay, I can, show it to my actual people.
Yeah, we got delayed a little bit
because going to be online.
Our campaign was gonna be scheduled for May, but the thing is that we had issue with the after had some issues, and so we have to delay a little bit. And then we want to delay it even further, so probably do in September. But the thing is, we're going to end in YCC, to New York Comic Con, so we need to have the book before that. So watch a bunch of circumstances. I wasn't really counting on them, but that's indie comics.
It is. That's 100% it.
Wing it.
Like you plan as much as you can, and then you must pivot and adjust and
execute
on your feet
as good as possible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because it's never, and that's why people are always like, "Hey, Laurie, when's your next Kickstarter?" I don't know. Sometime in the fall. when issue 5 is done and it's printed, because I've had where you plan so many things, and I've had printer problems. I've had artist problems. I've had, you know what I mean? Like where I had to replace a colorist in the middle of an issue before. So things happen. So it's like you could plan, and it just depends on the exexecution. So
Well, and that's why I share like, all of the, printers and such that I use, because we're not, indie comics is not an island in that, we all can help each other figuring out, hey, if a printer's doing a good job, let other people know that they can use them too. And then that means that hopefully that printer is going to stay around a long time so that other people can enjoy their work.
And we do that because the devil's in the details,
Exactly. Well, because we can't be having poorly printed books.
Gilbert, I'm not talking about you, honey. Poor Gilbert. Every time I talk about something that happened with an artist, he's like, it's not me, is it? I'm like, no, that's how Matt Chambers got involved, because I think it was issue 3. I had hired someone, and they disappeared about 8 pages in, and then had to axe them and hire Matt. So that one got delayed because they just disappeared. So it's not you. I'm never talking about you. I promise. I promise.
I will admit,
we're so happy you're with us. We're so happy.
I am so glad that the printing is the only thing that I really have to depend on anybody else for.
And it's that in and of itself is so hard, but still.
Oh, it's a heck of a lot of work, but at least when it comes to, holding other people accountable, that's the only one I got to worry about. It's a huge deal, but I'm so glad that I don't have to juggle all these other hats that I hold myself, which, the downside to that, of course, is it takes longer for things to happen because inevitably I'm doing it all myself.
That's the thing, is you have to do it all yourself.
Yeah. But at least I don't have to worry about, is that artist, paying attention? Do they have other projects going on? All these different things. It's like, no, it's just how dependable is the printer?
Yeah. Christian?
Is the price reasonable?
I think it's what you mentioned is important. 2 things that, for example, I don't recommend, especially if it's your first 5 or first 10 Kickstarter, not to start the campaign without having the book, I don't know, 60-70% done or something like that. For example, ours was done 100%. So, and just because always something happens. And also with the printer, always to have 2 or 3 alternatives in case A fails, you can go to B or C.
Exactly.
That's you need, as I mentioned, you need to have as much as planning and preparation. You have to always hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. So,
see, I don't have the capital to produce the book, by myself beforehand. I have to Kickstarter to get the funds to pay my artist team.
No, as again, it's a recommendation. It's not for everybody.
But it's like, if I could do that, I would. You know what I mean? And that's the whole point, is as we grow, I'm hoping that the Kickstarter dollars grow, so that way Gilbert and Matt can just keep going. So that way when we're done with 5 and we send it, we're already working on 6, and we'll just go until the money is done, and then we'll Kickstarter again. But the wait time will be less. And then eventually, my goal is to be Corissa Grant and have book in hand.
Right. Monthly.
Well, and part of that is just, building the trust by way of, getting the book out in a timely manner, so that when, you have people backing that campaign, they're getting it soon enough that they go, oh, okay, well, when's the next one? Because I want to read the rest of the story.
Right.
Whereas, and I feel like comics are especially indie comics are definitely better at, doing that than so many other things on Kickstarter and other crowdfunding campaign type stuff. But, even then you gotta be on it. You have to plan it in such a way where, that, you're going to be getting them their rewards earlier than your campaign says, because that's, it has to be done by then, but ideally it's done, much sooner.
Yeah. I mean, that is the goal. I would like to my goal is to do 4 books a year. I think that would be one, 1 a quarter. If we can get there, that would be great. But again, it's just we got to play it by ear. And it's one thing that is constant in this life. It is change.
Yes.
The only thing is, that it won't stay the same forever. So you just always have to grow and adapt and learn. And I think that's the biggest thing about all crowdfunding is that it's ever changing. The platforms change, the methods change. You know what I mean? How we tackle each one is different. The time of year is different. Like I ended mine right after 4th of July. So I think I had something. There was Father's Day in June and then 4th of July in my one campaign. And I wouldn't do that again if I can avoid it. Because no one was
people are busy on those days. Yeah.
Oh, and then the debate happened too. So nobody was paying attention to me for 3 days, right? So you can just X those
This
days
year
out.
has been a heck of a year, let's be honest.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
I want
can beat you to that.
What?
The previous, not these 2 books ago, we launched the campaign, and it was like 2 days after the launch, the Ukraine war started in Europe. So we just started like a Friday, and the first bombing was like a Sunday or something like that. And of course, that's nobody cared. Like, hey,
nobody cares now.
This is, and I understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it too. Yeah,
a huge deal.
I would love
in Europe,
for a year coming up to just be in a year without historical events happening.
Girl, we ain't having it. We ain't having it for a while. You better.
No, I know. It's just the way things are.
But no one was paying attention to me. Damn it! It sounded like my kids.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
It was only during the Kickstarter that I care. Otherwise, I put stuff on social media, and if you like it, great.
But that's the beauty of the mailing list. If you have a strong mailing list, you don't really need to care about anybody else. You have to be something cataclysmic or something that I don't know, the internet doesn't work or something like that. But if you have a strong mailing list, that's it. You don't really need anybody, really.
I think I need to clean up the list here. Oh, retailer. Yep. Gotta have it.
I had fun with that image.
Yeah. Paste.
Exactly.
Catch up volume. Nice. Because I think when I originally backed, I did the catch up where it had online but individual.
One of the catch ups. Yeah.
Because I figured my kids would want to read them, and there's 2 of them, so that like Katie could be on 1 or 2, and like Lila could be on 1 because Katie reads faster. And then I saw the handbound one, and I was like, nope, that's what I'm getting. Yeah. That's the one I originally had done, and I was like, sorry, no, I gotta pivot and get the other one. Adopted Pet Dragon. Beautiful. And you make those, don't you?
I do.
Oh my gosh, Katie.
I know. I'm insane.
I feel you. I share the insanity. I know. I don't make puppets, but I make all my stuff too. I get you.
Well, I started doing the puppets because I can get those done in a day as opposed to the week that it takes to make a big one.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I would have thought the opposite, Katie. I would have thought doing the mechanics of a puppet would be harder.
Oh no, the puppets are easy. I mean, it's all just, I have the 2 mouth plates that I attach with because they're fusible. So you just get out the iron and iron them in place, stitch it up. I actually have one customer who in the future wants to order one for a classroom where the tongue is accessible so that they can move the tongue, and I'm just like, that sounds hilarious, and I am down for that because that whole section is just sewn off, but if I were to make it in a way where you could have access to it, it's totally doable. It's just not the way that they're normally done. But yeah, it's 45 minutes of stuffing one of these versus the 5 hours that it is for the big ones.
5 hours.
So, no, it's at that point, it's okay. My hands are doing nothing for the rest of whatever rest of the day exists. And it's a lot of work.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, the big ones each weigh 5 pounds.
Jeez.
They have for a stuffed animal. Yeah. No.
How much stuffing do you put in those things?
She stuffs them with kitty litter.
No, I get the big 10-pound bags of polyfill. And go through those things.
I want to see you fill one with like dried lima beans or kitty litter. Big old 50-pound dragon. Here you go.
Seriously.
So
You're a kid.
I've dealt with those like beans that you can fill stuff with, because I had one customer order a custom stuffed animal that was based off of a Naruto slug, which was hysterical because they wanted it to be, you know, nice and soft. And so but those beans, the really tiny styrofoam ones, are the absolute devil. They get everywhere.
Oh no!
And they're the
like
worst. And then they make the weighted ones that can either be plastic pellets or sometimes you get them in glass. And I made an Eeyore for somebody, and the Eeyore was a whole thing. But he had the bottoms of all 4 of his feet were weighted, and then there was a little pocket that I created to kind of weight the bottom, so that, you know, his butt was a little weighted. He was so fun.
Cool.
Tying off the little bow on his tail. It's like, you gotta
Yeah.
have the details. You gotta love Eeyore. But yeah.
Well,
The whole thing with
everybody-
him was he has to be huggable and he has to be posable, but without any, like, you know, internal armature.
Right.
So
here is the link to Katie's Kickstarter. It is ongoing for another 21 days. Make sure you go give it a look-see. Everybody needs to at least go check it out. And remember that as indie creators, these Kickstarters are super important to help us continue to function. I know people a lot of times, I'll just wait until the book is done. Yeah, but a lot of times that Kickstarter, those funds are what helps us get through that creation process, the printing, the shipping, all of it. So
both
it's
from a monetary and a sanity standpoint, because you know, it's nice to know that we have people that are willing to, you know, support what we do, but, you know, we're also asking for support because it's a lot. So, you know, do not discount. If you're a person who's, you know, backing it for $5 and you just get the individual PDF, we appreciate
love
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know.
Absolutely right.
Every dollar counts for sure. No, and also I always say people that Kickstarter crowdfunding or whatever you want to call it, it's a fantastic tool to validate the viability of a product. You know, so imagine if you don't get 50 people, 25 people, 30 people to be able to buy it, who are not, and they're already in a platform that is about that, then how can you go to a store or how can you go to a distributor and say, hey, I have this, if nobody has really already backed it. So it's a fantastic way of showing that there's interest in it.
Yeah.
That's why, for example, people with big IPs has so much traction, because they already know that it's an audience for that. So it's a fantastic way, in a cheap way, quote unquote cheap way of testing if something is viable or not. So that's, for me, is the best thing about crowdfunding.
Because honestly, there is no risk, because if it fails, you don't have to produce the product, right? You don't get the money, but you also don't have to produce the product. So it is a good kind of way to feel out the market. I just wanted to throw up this one. You have late rewards turned on?
Yeah.
Cool.
We after the Kickstarter, we always do like a couple of weeks. This time we're going to do like a month of pre-sale. So we're going to have a couple of weeks on the Kickstarter, then a couple of weeks on our website. I
have to go look into.
Because there's always somebody, oh, I forgot, oh, I was
every
something,
time.
oh, I was in the beach, or something, somebody died, or there's always something.
My favorite is like the day after the campaign ends, where someone's like, hey, I tried your link and it doesn't work.
It's like,
the late pages. This is brilliant. The whoever came up with this, brilliant. Because that's why we have Baker Kit for the previous one. It's all the two for
except I messed it up when I did my campaign. It's like I think they unleashed it like maybe 2 days before I launched. And so I had to go in and like monkey with every single reward, and I did it wrong. So I think I had set it up where the reward was just a late pledge instead of going live, and then after the campaign end, it would also offer a late pledge. So I launched in like 90% of, well, I would say 70%. 70% of my rewards disappeared.
We're not
because they were only available until after the campaign on a live stream. It was great. It was a great moment. I will never live down.
Always a lot of
So
fun.
don't mess it up. Right.
Shit happens. Shit happens.
No,
Yeah.
it reminded me like the first time we have to configure a Baker kit, which is a lot more complicated than Kickstarter. They did it a lot
Yeah.
easier now, but it's true that they have changed it a little bit since the beginning. That, for example, before you cannot change the name of the SKUs, now you can. Before you couldn't have both at the same time, at late pages and normal pages. Now that you can. So and always everything's editable. You can edit all the time. You can enter just okay. I decided I'm gonna cancel this. You can cancel right away. So they have done they're doing a marvelous progress in Kickstarter lately. So
Yeah.
the whole thing that you can put the video in the pre-launch page, that's
Yes.
fantastic too.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like, with the add-ons, making it where they now have the ability to have images attached to them makes it so much easier for people, because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm, trying to back projects and I'm looking through all the different things, if the description isn't good enough for me to know this is what I'm looking for specifically, I'm backing out of the pledge and looking through the page again and being like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Well, let's do that. And I really like the new surveys because I let people add on t-shirts, right? But in the t-shirt reward, it will send out a survey that says what size shirt do you need, right? But in the add-ons, it wouldn't. Now it does. So I don't have to track down everybody and find out what size shirt they want if it's an add-on. Which I messed up one and I forgot one once and I was like, oh my God, I owe you a t-shirt. But it happens. So this new system where it's that was so great because I opened up my t-shirts to be really complicated because they could pick what style shirt and then what size, but the add-ons worked in the surveys flawlessly. So I was really happy about that. So I like that Kickstarter actually listens.
Well, as well as,
changes.
Things like Backer Kit have done such a good job that Kickstarter's coming back and saying, hey, we're actively seeing that they're taking our business away from us. So let's update our system to make it better so that it does more of the things that people enjoy about Backer Kit. And that's what's happening. I'm here for it.
That's the main thing. They're just reacting to, hey, you're taking away our extra pledges and adults and all that and bringing them to another platform. So,
exactly.
Good.
Keep everybody in one place.
Of course, same ecosystem,
We didn't talk about this one last time you were on the show. What's this?
That's the first one we did back in the day. That's the 10th anniversary edition. That's the third edition. We have sold more than 2,000 copies of that one. That's the first one we did back in the day. Yeah, that's more, risque, Orica, and all that. What's the first? Is the first unpopular tale? That's the Red Riding Hood.
Gotcha.
That one we're gonna do a lenticular cover most probably for New York. So we'll see.
Okay.
Thinking about that because
I like that cover there.
They have seen so many
amazing art.
Showed it so many times. We want
to
cover something
amazing
else.
Art.
Yeah. No, we're very lucky with the cover artists and with the artists in general that we work with. Very, very talented. They give us a good price, French price most of the time.
Super cool. Look, see, ta-da!
Right?
Yeah, that's done. We're just waiting for the pins to arrive. Once the pins arrive, we're gonna ship everything because everything else is set up. If we have the books like a week before the campaign or something or 10 days before the campaign ended. So.
And look, everybody, this is why I asked, because you can still get in on this project if you missed it. One of the double-edged swords about this show is that I'm booked out, like we were talking about, for a while. Like we were able to squeeze Katie in today because we had we opened it up to guests. Christian, was scheduled to be on before his campaign and then after his campaign.
Yeah, and before it was because somebody dropped out. That's not because it was
the before one was because someone forgot that they were booked on the show because they booked it 3 months ago. You know what I mean? So, but this is cool.
Thank you, Laurie, for always giving me a space.
It was good to get in here and I was really interested in this too. It's such a cool idea.
It's gonna be 4 numbers. They're already written, and the artist is going through already for the number 2, and we hopefully, and beginning of next year, if no sooner. We're not gonna launch nothing in December, that's for sure. So if he hasn't been in December, we're gonna wait till February. So.
Yeah, just because people don't want to back Kickstarters in December and January.
No, there's too much else going on.
Yeah,
way too many things going on. Don't do that. That's one of the always say when I always do the trainings and because I do that time in consulting. I always say that the only 2 times you should never run a Kickstarter is in the summer, July and August, and in Christmas. Those 2 are very complicated. You should never, at least not the first one or the first 5. If you have a very large audience, okay, whatever you can launch, but if not, avoid those 2 like the plague.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so hard to plan. And again, you're trying to plan around these dates, and then like printer mishap happens. And guess what? Now it's like, if I'm going to launch, I have to launch end of October. Like,
Yeah, here in the States, it's always better to launch around late February, early March when tax refunds are coming out.
That's true.
Yeah, that's for sure. Spring is always the best.
Here is the link to the Kickstarter here. So if you're interested in checking this one out, I'm going to play the video real quick because it's super cool. We had this as a commercial for the Madness, and I loved playing it because it's such a cool commercial. And then
the new one, right, Laurie? The one.
Do we have a new one?
Yeah, if you click on the campaign, you
well,
have the new
before you do, I've got to bounce.
Okay.
So, Laurie, thanks for having me out.
Absolutely.
Katie, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow on the show.
Absolutely.
Christian, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Doc. Finally.
And chat, you guys rock. Peace out. See you, Pops.
Wait, Doc. I just wanted to say thank you for always coming and being a part of this Slice and Smash Dice, whatever we call it.
I love it.
I know you love it, and I love that you're always here.
All right, peace out.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Doc.
Okay, Doc.
All right, I'm gonna play this thing.
Hold it. No, not that one. Not that one. No,
You want a different one?
Yeah, we got the one. We got it in the studio.
Which one? That's what I thought.
But you have the punk drag or the new one? You have both? Because I sent you both.
Yeah, I have Pinocchio in the studio.
Oh, okay, so that's it. That's the same in the campaign, so that's the same.
Yeah. We just play.
Boop, boop. If you know where it is, hit the button, because I don't know where.
Who am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help 2 camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me, to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio, and this is my story.
There it is.
Super cool.
Yay. Yeah, and it's easier. The link is the one that I have in the image. It's on poptails.com. So if you Google that, that's gonna take you directly to the campaign.
Yeah, I have that one in the show notes, everybody. So that will take you to the website. And then in the comments is, of course, where you can go do the late backing on the Kickstarter, should you choose to go that route. Katie, did you turn on late pledges?
So I did not, but there's still a few rewards that I might go in and do that with, but
I think you can't.
I'll look.
You can do it as it turns on after the campaign, or if nobody has backed that level yet, you can edit it. But as soon as someone backs it, you can't change it.
Exactly.
That's why I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I messed it all up. They did the same thing last time. Like, it was one of my campaigns where they did the update where you could add pictures for all the rewards.
Yeah.
2 days before I launched, and I was like, I gotta go make 75 graphics.
Well, especially given that, of course, the size that they want is different from the sizes for the other things.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course.
That's always a lot of fun.
2 days making graphics and pulling my hair out on top of everything else of going along with building a Kickstarter. So.
Yeah, those details and figuring out your shipping. Those are the two things that you need to make sure you have nailed down.
Christian, what was your biggest takeaway from this campaign? Like, how did you feel about it? You ready for the next one? Are you?
Yeah, I'm ready for the next one. My biggest takeaway: I'm never gonna do a month or month-long campaign ever.
No,
if I can avoid it. No, I wanna do 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
And I'm gonna even aim for 2 weeks if possible, like 15
Yeah.
days. That's it, done. To make it as quickly as possible. And that's gonna help me with expectation, and also that's gonna help me with stress and burnout and all that, because a month is way too much for a campaign. It's a lot
I mean,
of
I
time.
feel like if you can get the people to come out early, then doing these smaller campaigns, like
Hopefully.
there's this one creator that I follow, he does these 7-day campaigns for these ashcan comics that do fantastic. And the way that he does it, there's a lot of things that involve the community in such a way where people are adding in their own details to the comic itself, and it's then 7 days and he's done.
Yeah, because I've seen some.
If you can design it to work,
very short ones. So I say, oh, I want that. So
you got to have the fan base, though. I think
exactly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You have to have the time built up where people know to come in early, or they come in at the very end and they grab their stuff. But I think now with the late pledges, it helps you, because I'm going to use my last campaign as an example. I did a 22-day campaign, but really when you take out those 3 days I talked about, it's a 19-day campaign.
Right.
And we didn't surpass the number that we did for the last issue. I'm not talking about the trade paperback. Like issue 4 did like 6,500, and issue 5 we did 63. So I don't know if it was because we had 19 days versus I think that one was 28 days, or what. You know what I mean? You're always looking back at these numbers and trying to figure out why. You know what I mean?
Well,
so I don't know.
A huge part of it too is how much of your backer base are going to be doing catch up versus how many people have everything already, and so they're really just getting that newest thing
one.
Which inevitably that's a lower start point as far as the pledge, simply because you already have their previous support. And
that's
so
why it's so important to continually be building your audience, having those new people come in.
Well, and having other options that they may just want the single issue, but they want the single issue and all the swag. And so those are the things that you can do to try and boost the numbers, even if they're already caught up with the series.
No, and that's what we did this collector's edition. That's why we did it like that, because we know there were people who already had it. And then I have people like on con say, oh, okay, I'm gonna get this one too because I don't have this extra stuff. And that's what we're gonna do. The lenticular cover is to have another option in case already have, because of course that's the key. Is I always call it the Disney model. It's like do it once, sell it 50 times. That's how you really make money. It's like not the first time, the first round or the second round. It's like when you have 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 products that go back to the first one. That's when you really have to make. That's when you start really making the bucks. This is not something that we have invented. This is George Lucas invented back in the 70s when they say, "Oh, don't need to pay me for anything of the movie, but I'm gonna keep the figures for myself." You know what I'm saying? And of course, people were laughing at him. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. Said, no worries. I'm stupid that way. No worries. Okay, the films. I'm gonna keep the right for all the merch. So So that's,
and look.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, Quentin, is that Christian needs to find a literary agent and start talking to Netflix. Is that what you're encouraging?
We have a studio, so we're gonna start doing cinema.
I was gonna
short
say
films based on the books.
Your trailers already look very cinematic. Do you have an what do you call it? Not cartoon, animation team.
Yeah, okay. we have. I'm an animator. That's what I do. I do 3D making.
Yeah, you need to help me. I want to animate stuff.
So, but yeah, no, for sure. And we have done also. We're doing the modeling for the figures because we want to do 3D, and now we're doing the rigging and all that. So yeah, for sure. Our idea is to not even just series. We want to do video games with them.
Video games.
Yeah, and board
Nice.
games. So it's
Board games?
everything.
Do it
Everything.
all, Christian. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take notes. See, here's the thing:
Yeah.
is like I love having guests on the show and watch what they do. I follow just so I can see the right way to do things. It's like you never want to be the smartest person in the room, kind of thing, right? Find those people that are doing the things that you want to do, and watch them do it, and take notes, and then pick their brains on it.
Yeah, it's
100%.
Since you're on the since you're on the subject of merchandise,
Yeah.
some people may not know,
Show us.
but the Madness store is open on YouTube, and you can get shirts, hats with this image, or the classic, or even Dante and Karen on the coffee cup, right? So, but if you've seen anything in the Madness, any of the art that you've seen that we've shown off that's somebody has done for us, and you want to see it on merch, let me know. I'll talk to the artist. I'll make sure it's cool, and we'll put it on whatever you want, because we can do that. But we got shirts and thermoses and coffee cups and hats and even the dog bandana with the Madness banner on it, So,
I did not realize. I need to go look.
Yeah, for example, that's something that we are doing it now in Kongs. We used to take like a couple of samples, but now we just show the images and they say, oh, I want this, I want that, and then you just ship it directly.
Yeah.
So you pay now, you give me your address, and next week you have it.
I just figured it was easier to show the 3 images that we're using than to go through 30 items. You know what I mean? It's like
I was thinking about having some shirts on, making the shirts, because I do that now. Right. For a Comic-Con. I was like, what size do I bring?
That's the thing.
Everything.
In stock is always that's the pain. So and always people gonna want the one that you don't have.
Right, exactly. I'll be like, I just sold the last one, or they're gonna be like, do you have this in a different color? Well, no.
You start with like XXX, like you make 3 of those, and then 5 of the XX, and then 10 of the X.
I'm sorry, I'm not bringing an entire merch store. I want like a couple.
No, but if you're gonna do T-shirts though, like no joke, that's it's a whole thing.
I don't want to do the whole thing.
I've made friends with some of these T-shirt vendors, and it's
I know the guy that owns Phoenix Tees, and they've been doing it for 30 years, 40 years now. He does licensed stuff for the NFL and the NBA and all kinds of police unions and shit all over the nation. It's huge. Oscar, if you're watching, what's up, brother? Anyway,
what were you saying, Christian? You would recommend what?
I would recommend is just to have like images. Now you can do even with the Printful and all those services that do it on demand.
Yeah,
you can even have like models with the pictures with the T-shirt on them. And what you can do is like what we did. You print like 1 or 2 for your team, so you show the quality. So this is gonna what you're gonna get. And you say, as Carrie was saying, one other color. Okay, which color? And you show the catalog. Which color
so they're just ordering it at the event.
Yeah, of course, exactly.
You don't have stock.
You don't have stock, and that way you forget about stock. You forget about having something just rotting there, waiting for somebody to purchase. No, hey,
right? Okay, and I don't want to overdo
this
it.
color, and then you just strip. Okay, pay me now, and you're gonna ship it tomorrow. You have it.
I wanted to do some sublimation shirts anyway. What?
You could just do the scanner code thing where you have the name of your .com where people go to order it, and the scan, so they can just scan it. And it's like all of our merch is available here. And if there's something you've seen that we don't have,
of course,
talk to me.
Or email us or whatever. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's easier that way than to have to carry the t-shirt on top of the books and on top of the
that's what I'm like. I don't want to bring a bunch of things. I just want a couple, for example, but I want it to be in sizes that if people are like, can I have that one? I'd be like, yep, you can take it.
Then they just go to your store,
right? So I need to have it on my website is what I need to do, where I could be like, you can purchase directly here, and I'll ship it to you. And then
and have like 1 sample or 2, like you're wearing them, and people see it. It's just a free advertisement. When you're in the con, when you take pictures, that's always with the merch. My merch.
Yeah.
Lori, a couple little ones for the munchkins, and let them run around the con with your shirts on.
Yeah.
Were you saying, Katie?
I was saying, do you use Square, or what's your primary point of sale at
I have the It's like Zella something. It's on the it goes through. It's a PayPal app, but it's not Zelle.
Yeah.
It's called Zettle, Zettle, and I have a card reader, and the merch is in my phone. I could do it that way too, but
that's what I was going to say is if you can add it where, you already have things like how much shipping is going to be and all of that pre-done, so that you could sell it there and then just, once you get done for the weekend or whatever, then you just ship out all the orders.
Well, the problem is with the point of sale
to your site,
the point of sale is not collecting the shipping address.
Right. But if you have like, the generalization. So I don't know if you're going to be doing like, priority boxes or whatever the situation is, but if you have a couple different options where you can basically say, I know that this is going to be, how much it's actually going to come out to.
Yeah.
And it's a pre-generated number and you can just sell it there. That's, getting rid of the problem of, are they actually going to go to the website and are they going to really remember to order the thing?
There's that too.
So, that's what, if you can set it up that way, that's what I would do.
That's what we have. It's like we have like a catalog. We have first the sample that we have on ourselves, and then we have a catalog for like hats or whatever extra. So, okay, what do you want? Okay, I want this one. Okay, it's going to cost whatever, 25 for 25. You charge them right there and you say, hey, give me your address, give me your details, and I ship it tomorrow.
Exactly.
And I go back to the house,
Yeah, that's what I would like to do. That way
you don't ship it. You
you.
send the order to the company, that ship. You don't even ship it. You say, okay, I have 3 of these, 4 of those. These are the address, and you.
No, I make the shirts.
Yeah, like Pops is saying, worst case scenario, if you have
I invested in a t-shirt press. I make the shirts.
This is what I would do,
yeah.
This is what I would do. I would have a laptop or a tablet that you can show all the merchandise right there, right? Something with a big enough screen so people ain't going, a laptop or a tablet that you can actually, show them, look, we can make whatever you want. I make them myself. Order it, give me your address, put it right here on this list. Have a file or whatever in the laptop where people can just put their address and they pay you and you ship it out when you go home on Monday.
Yeah.
I have to order the stuff and make it first, but then
Yeah.
I mean,
laptop or just a good printed paper that you have you have a small catalog there. So we have all this.
That's an idea.
People can browse through it. Oh, I like this. Oh, I like that. All right. Yeah. So and they say, okay, one of these in this size, and they say, okay, yeah.
And if there's anything you want to
get to work, Laurie.
If there's anything, Laurie, that you want to put on the Madness store, just let me know.
All right.
On whatever merch you want,
I got stuff and things, beer related. See? Oh my goodness.
2 hours. Wow.
Yeah, it's already at 1:48, which is crazy. What did you guys think of the slice and dice? Was it okay?
It was good.
Oh, yeah.
I feel bad for the stool.
A little bit, but she knew it was going to go before.
Oh, 100%.
She was trying to set it on fire and all kinds of stuff before.
I tried to set it on fire before, and it was too windy.
Going.
Yeah, and what I missed the what do you smash? Or what?
It was a jackfruit named Jack the Ripper. That's what the people vote because it's a poll, right? It's one of our stretch goals.
It was a poll. Okay,
it's a stretch goal from issue 5. So the poll goes to all the backers. The poll goes in the Path of the Pale Rider Facebook group, and I combine all the numbers. So they got to pick the name of the jackfruit, which they voted on Jack the Ripper, and then they voted on weapons. And I let people add stuff in too, so they can suggest things. And if people want to vote for that, they can. Which I usually get some pretty crazy write-ins like stoplights and spatulas and So the sledgehammer one,
stuff like bazooka or stuff like that.
Yeah, right? People always want me to blow stuff up with. I'm like, it's Texas, we can't buy fireworks, but I have you can shoot it with a shotgun. Although my neighbors wouldn't like that, so I'm not doing that. So the sledgehammer won 2 times in a row. So this time was the 2-handed axe. And I have this wooden stool that I use for the slice and dice with the fruit, pumpkin, watermelon, whatever goes on it. And then I destroy it. The sledgehammer the stool can survive the sledgehammer because it's flat there's a big destruction radius, but the two-handed axe took it out. And I was trying to be nice to it at first, and then I cracked it, and I was like, it's gone. So I just smashed the heck out of it.
Nice. Definitely gonna watch that.
I have to go back. I know I'm gonna download that section, and I'm gonna clean it up. And I have another camera that I videoed as well. So I usually make like a reel or something with it and post it. So
I want you
And to
to
be fair, the
hang
legs
the
survive.
big long gourds. I want you to hang one of them big long gourds and get your little knife out and just
we got to have a
that
pinata
isn't
set
usually
up.
an option. I asked if people wanted me to destroy it with the plethora of knives because I got about 17 knives. So it's just like it could be a pincushion.
I mean, I just want to see you go put the one you love and
chop
go
at
to it and just
oh, thanks, Petty Ma. Nice to see you.
Yeah, Lori, one hypothetical option is you could always do like a pinata setup and hang a piece of fruit and then go at it that way.
That's what I'm saying. One of them big gourds, one of them big long gourds. You can start at the bottom.
That would be fun. That would be fun. I mean, like,
there's a lot of cleaning in your future, Laurie.
Oh yeah, that's why I put down the tarp.
down.
I put the tarp down, so I just hose that off, and then that's how it ends up where all this stuff is now growing in my lawn. Like I have watermelon growing in my lawn from the first time. That's cool. Now there's two of them. I think it's a watermelon and a pumpkin. I don't know if those can cross pollinate. That would be weird.
I mean, they're both cucurbits, but I don't think they would cross pollinate.
I mean, they look similar when they come out of the ground, but I was like,
the leaves are very similar for sure.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm not sure now because one was a watermelon for sure. It was King Joffrey Baratheon coming back from the grave. And my husband would mow it and it would come back. But he was trying. I think he's dead now. So yeah, we have some interesting stories to tell. People are always asking me if they could come to my house to watch me live, but because it's a lot of people are working, that there's stuff going on. Yeah, that's me.
Fruit Ninja.
Where people throw stuff at me and then I just chop it out of the air. I could do that too. That would be fun. Yeah, throw this apple at me.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
Things I do for fun.
Or we can put it on a fishing rod, You can put it in
don't do that. Not with sharp. No, not with sharp.
No, we dangle it over there and you chop it.
Dangle it over there, yeah, and then I can chop it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do have a slate owie from.
Almost got it.
What?
And we can go, almost got it.
Yeah, that's when I chop you. Like, do it again. See what happens. Missing an arm. Chop. Just kidding.
All right, I'm gonna shut up and let you end the show because
I was gonna say that's it. That's the show, guys. Thank you to everybody that came on to support. Thank you for everybody for saying happy 100 episodes. This, my friends, is the 100th episode with yours truly being a host. Thank you.
Hooray, Laurie! Congrats.
Thank you.
She branched out into a lot of other she does shows on Anyone.
I do shows on Anyone World. And I'm on a lot of different shows, but like this one is the one that started it all. And this is the one that kind of changed my life because I get to meet so many wonderful creators and really embed myself into the community. I've met wonderful, wonderful people who have shaped the way that my growth has gone, the way that my career has gone. Thank you so much for giving me this show. Thank you, Pops.
Yeah. It was awesome. Look, like I said, I couldn't have picked a better person to ask. You were the first person I asked, and I have absolutely zero regrets.
We have fun. We have a good time, and I'm really looking forward to doing the Karen show. I don't know if people are ready for that. I want to play that one more time before we go. Let me do it. Present.
I'm ready for it.
You have it? I took it down.
No, I'm just saying I'm ready for it. Right there.
You're ready for the show. Here. Yeah.
That was a little bit scary.
That's the whole point. She's a scary lady. I don't know if you're familiar with Karen Needlemeyer. I played that character in a D&D campaign called Slaughterville, which is a horror-based role-playing game. And Pops and I played together. He played Dante's Inferno, and that is my character, Karen Needlemeyer the third, heiress to the Needlemeyer Mayo Empire.
And that is a cattle prod. Yes,
she has a cattle prod, and she's every bit of her name. So for her to host a show, I gotta
anger that character. I don't repress anger.
Show. I gotta pick and choose who comes on that one because I'm planning on taking it out there. And like the disclaimer said, it's all in good fun. Everybody's in on the joke, but none of the opinions of the things that we say are actually real. Okay, because Karen is a Karen.
I got
so
one
it's
thing
very politically incorrect. Good, I like that.
It's going to be messed up.
Fun. Yeah,
good. I have one thing to add, real quick.
We don't feel that we're properly motivated. Do you know what would motivate us?
A cattle prod?
Well, yes, that of course, but...
That is a
we are muted. I was going to say, I apologize in advance for some of the antics I plan on using. Don't come for me. Don't come for me.
It's going to be fun. I get to be Dante again. It's going to be fun.
Get to be Dante. Yes. Okay, all right, my friends. As always, be excellent to each other. Kiss your babies, and we will see you all next week. Bye. But
I say we'll let you know, Pity.
It
won't be a secret.
This is a pre-recorded show, so I got to get busy working on it. I'm still putting props together, but the blonde wig is ready. All right, see you all next week. Bye.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month